questions people ask me is, how do you use AI to get traffic, and a lot of traffic, automatically to your website so that you can get leads, sales, and do all the fun stuff with your internet business. And I have a step-by-step process I'm going to be showing you in this video where you can see exactly the best use of AI, and it's going to be in content marketing, which means creating articles and content and distributing them on the web in your site so that you can get traffic both from social media, from Facebook and Twitter and all the sites like that, and from the search engines like Google. And I'll show you how, if you research it correctly and follow the steps I'm going to show you, I'll show you how it becomes an automated thing that you can walk away from and just let the traffic flow to your website. So what does it take to rank a website in Google today? That's what everyone is looking for, is how can I use AI to rank my site in Google today? One of the things that you have to know is that Google tends to not trust new websites. So when you have a brand new website that you've just published, Google's a little suspicious of you. And there are some steps that you can take, which I'll cover a bit later, to establish trust with Google. You want to be able to build some trust with Google so that they know that when you put content, articles and blog posts and things like this, when you put them on your website, they know that they can trust you. So a bit later, I'll talk about how you can get Google to trust your site. But assuming you've established trust with Google and Google looks at your site and says, okay, we can trust what this person puts on their site, the next thing that you need to do is establish yourself as an authority. So that's what I'm going to be covering specifically today, on how do you establish yourself as an authority on the topic of your business. Okay. Now, assuming everything is set up correctly, what you want to do is understand the search intent of your users. So when people are searching for solutions, they're searching for how to achieve their goals on Google. What is the intent behind it? You want to know what the intent of the user is, and the intent they're trying to find information for, because this is what Google zeroes in on and not enough people pay attention to with search optimization. They get all hung up with keywords, and they want to match a keyword in the title, and they want to match a keyword in the content, and they try to rank for a keyword. That is not important. What is important is, what's the intent? When somebody searches for that keyword, what are they looking for? And then you need to make sure that your content answers that intent. And this has been demonstrated time and time again in Google, both in the documents that they print when they show the webmaster guidelines and the guidelines that they offer on how to rank in Google. They specifically talk about this. And for some reason, most people ignore it. And there's been a couple of updates. Recently, we've had the helpful content update, and there's been a series of these over the times where Google comes in and they're trying to re-rank everybody's website based upon how helpful it is. And so Google even flat out has come out and said, we love AI content as long as it's helpful and it actually answers the search intent of the search. But here's where people go wrong. They instead crank out keyword-rich articles, and the AI generates, it's like a high school student writing an essay, and it can generate an article about any topic you give it. But does that article answer the search intent of the user? Does it actually answer what the user is searching for? Many times it does not. So I'm going to show you today how you get search intent and how you match the search intent with the content that you're creating, so Google sees your content as helpful and you can rank. Okay, so that's the first thing. These articles that I'm going to be showing you how to create must be helpful, and they must answer the search intent of the user in order for you to win with this. And I'm going to be talking a lot about Google, but what I'm going to be talking about also applies when we share this content and post it to social media, because when we answer the search intent in the way I'm going to show you, it makes for great content in terms of social media sharing as well. Okay, next thing I want to tell you about is topical authority. This is where you have to establish yourself as an authority over a topic. And this is both Google, but not just Google. There are algorithms in Facebook and in Twitter and other things that look at what topics and what interests you are an authority on. So you want to establish yourself as an authority. And we do this by something called topical authority. And so in the process I'm going to be showing you in a moment, not only will you be generating content that Google finds helpful, but it's going to be content that establishes you as an authority in that market. Now, final thing I want to touch on before I get into the step-by-step method is something called internal linking. Many people know that you need to have links to be able to rank in Google. You may have heard that. One thing that a lot of people don't know is that internal links within your own website, meaning that if you have 2 pages on your site, let's say you got 2 pages here, if one links to the other in the correct manner, in a way that makes sense, where contextually these 2 things are about each other, there's a link pointing from one to the other, and Google will look at how does your website link back and forth between its related pages. And it helps Google figure out themes. What are the topics and the themes that those pages are about by how they're linked together? So if you follow the processes I'm going to show you and you link your pages together the way I'm going to show, you establish topical authority, and it helps Google, but also all of the other sites that have this part of in their algorithms. It helps them understand what your website is about. Okay, so let's dive into it's a 9-step process, and I will demonstrate these steps for you. I'm going to pull up my computer, I'll share on the screen, and I'll show you the 9-step process so that you can achieve search rankings, you can achieve success in social media, and ultimately achieve traffic. So the very first thing we're going to do is research 10 problems and goals of the people in your market, people who buy the products or consume the products in your market. What are the top 10 problems and goals that they have? And we're going to be crafting content, and we're going to be making articles that are based upon that. So let's pull up. I'm going to show you how to do this. We have tools that automatically do this for you inside PushButton AI. And of course, you can find out more about that at pushbutton.ai/demo if you want to get a free demo of this. So we have tools that do everything I'm going to show you today automatically, but I'm going to show you how to do it using ChatGPT and some other tools. So we're going to get into that. Here is ChatGPT. And what you want to do is you want to go in, and we're going to be asking it questions about what are the 10 problems or goals that people have in our market. And so we're going to just straight up ask it. And I'm here live with our live audience during our Wednesday show. So I'm going to ask the audience, what niche markets are you in? And maybe I'll do a search for one of you. We'll dig in and do the research here for one of the lucky viewers of the live audience. So let me know, what niche markets would you like me to do the research on here? I'll pick one, I'll grab one of them, and we'll do this together with the live audience. So while I'm doing this demonstration. So if you're watching this video after the fact, we recorded it here during our live session, and the audience gets to help be part of the demo. Okay, cool. All right. I say I have weight loss, I have dog leash training, bottled water delivery, money transfer, affiliate marketing, law of attraction, retirement income planning, nutritional supplements, private money funding. Okay, a lot of good ones. Let's take how to do CPR. All of these are good. All of these are good. Writing for children. Okay, all good ones. So I'm going to zero in here. This is what I haven't done before. So I'm curious to do the research because I haven't done it before. And that's retirement income planning. That's probably a lucrative market. I'm going to assume I'm not in that market, but I'm going to assume it's a profitable niche market. And I've never done this research for that market. So let's dive in. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start out with telling ChatGPT, please act as an expert in market research, period. Which, by the way, I'll provide this prompt to all the people that are a paid channel member or anybody who's a PushButton AI customer. We'll get all the prompts I used today and I'll share them all with you. Okay, so we're telling it, please act as an expert in market research. Please research the market of retirement income planning and assume our target demographic is someone over the age of 50. I'm going to make a guess there. So you want to put some demographic information. So we're putting information on the market, and then we're telling it who the target demographic, who the type of person is that's going to be in this market. And then we're going to say, please provide me with a list of the 10 most important problems people are trying to solve related to this market. And that's the prompt. And so we're going to submit it. And if you follow some of my previous training, you can get really in depth with this market research, and you can dig in and use some of the earlier training on finding a customer avatar and how do you get ChatGPT to do better research. So there's training on that on my channel. You can check it out, or inside PushButton AI. But here we go. So now we have 10 potential problems, okay, which is great. So we have this list of 10 problems. We can copy and paste that off into either an Excel spreadsheet or into a notepad, wherever you want to keep it, just to quickly store it. And then we're going to do the same thing. And now we're going to ask it the same thing, and I'll copy and paste the same prompt, but we're going to tweak it and ask it something slightly different. And instead of providing with a list of the 10 most important problems, the 10 most important positive goals people are trying to achieve related to this market. So now we're taking both the positive and the negative side. We want both positive goals and negative problems. We want 10 of each. And then we're going to take, and what we will do is we will mix and match some of these. So we're going to let ChatGPT do its thing. Okay, great. Okay, so now we have 20 things here, right? So I'm going to take this list. Let's just copy it real quick. And I'm going to just throw it into a notepad file really quickly here. Give me 1 second to do that off screen. So we have the 10 of those. Then we're going to come down here. We're going to grab the 10 positive goals. We're going to copy them, and we're going to put them in the list as well. So now what we want to do is we want to narrow this list down into 10. You would spend a little bit of time evaluating these 20 things, and you want to get a blend of both positive goals and negative problems. And some of these might be similar, so you can erase some of them. And I'm not going to spend the time while I'm here recording this video, but I would spend a few minutes really evaluating this and figuring out which ones are important and which ones aren't. So I'm going to go ahead, and there's 2 I'm going to take out. I'm going to take out those, and okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got to get rid of 3 more. Get rid of those 3. Let's take that out there, and I'm going to take out, that's similar. Okay, so now we got 10, okay? And so now we're going to copy these 10, and we're going to go back to ChatGPT, and we're going to do a different prompt. We're going to say, now I'm going to feed you top problems and goals for people in the, see, what was the market? In the market, please take these and turn them into a simple list. Then give me the corresponding benefit a person would achieve if they solve each of problems or goals. Okay, and here, let's fix my spelling, and I'm going to say, here is the list, colon, and give it a couple of spaces, and we're going to paste our list here of our 10 problems and goals. Okay, and then send it. So we got each one. We're now giving a benefit for each problem or goal. So do you see how this is a fundamentally different approach to doing content, as opposed to starting with a keyword without any place of knowing what the search intent is? Instead, we want to establish what are the 10 most important topics. When you talk about topical authority, wanting to rank in Google, we want to establish what are the most important topics emotionally for the people in our market, because that's what they care about. Not necessarily some weird 5 or 6 word long keyword phrase. It's about the intent and about what problem or goal does your content help that person with. And when you match that up correctly, you get Google happy with you, and you get your visitors happy with you, and you get more and more traffic, and you get happy visitors and leads and sales. That's how this is going to work. So do you see how this is a fundamentally different approach to the research instead of starting with keywords? So now that we've got 10 problems or goals and the corresponding benefit, and the benefit meaning like what happens, what does the person get, what do they have, what's the feeling that it evokes once they solve or achieve that problem or goal. And that's the benefit. And so now we're going to go back to ChatGPT, and you would do this one at a time. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you how to do this one at a time. We're going to do one piece of content. I'm not going to go through doing a whole bunch of content. We're just going to do one example today to keep this video short so it doesn't go on for hours. And then I'll show you how you can replicate and do this automatically. Okay. So now we have our 10 problems or goals, and we got their benefit. And what we're going to do now is we're going to determine the search intent for those things. And we're going to pick one to do that with right now. Okay. And so let's go with this. Okay. So we're going to take this one. Now we're going to go to ChatGPT, and we're going to say, now act as an SEO, search engine optimization expert, and help me research the search intent and the primary keyword that a person would be searching for who had the low goal. I'll paste the goal and the benefit of achieving that goal below. Okay. And then we're going to do a couple of spaces, and then we're going to paste it, and we're going to submit. So it's going to do a little bit of research itself and give it a moment to do its thing. So it depends on if you're using GTP4 and if it has web access, or depending on what tool you're using, it will sometimes look stuff up on the web, and then other times it will just start automatically giving you an answer. So it finished its research. It's given us an answer. Let's take a look. Okay. Good. So it's giving us some general advice. Okay. So it's giving us a lot of general advice. And sometimes it'll do this where it gets overly general. And so we're going to ask it to be specific. And we're just going to say, please bring that down to one single primary keyword phrase. And we'll say, instead of okay. Okay, cool. And let's tell it, it's not cooperating really well. It's making it super short. How would someone do a long tail search for this? We want a longer phrase, a little longer than 2 words. Ideally, okay, good. So it's either going too long or too short. But here's what we've learned. So from this research with this keyword, it's financial advisor was the primary keyword they're looking for. And we know the search intent from the search intent that it gave us. So I would boil this down to how to select a financial advisor, right? That would be the conclusion I would come to based on this research. And so now we would know that if we're creating a site on this topic, that's going to be one of the categories of content that we're going to make. So we would go into our blog, and when you have a website built on WordPress, you have categories. And what I would say is we're going to take each one of these 10 problems or goals and go through this process to brainstorm out what our 10 categories are that should be on our blog. And so in the blog, I would go create a new category, and I would call that category how to select a financial advisor. And you could change that how to choose. It's really up to you. And that becomes a broad overall topic that we now want to establish ourselves on as an authority. Make sense? Okay. So now that we figured out the problem or goal, we figured out the search intent and the primary keyword phrase, We've made our category on our site. So now that we've done that, we're going to create 10 blog categories on our blog, one category for each of these primary keywords. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make one, what I call a pillar post. You might hear this phrase used in the search engine optimization world, but a pillar post is really your masterpiece piece of content that you want to show Google to establish that, hey, this is the primary, most important piece of content on this topic. And I make it be the very first piece of content that I create in that category. And so now I would use ChatGPT to write an article about this. And you could look into some of my past training on how to write an article with ChatGPT. There's a lot of strategies for it, but you can get it to break your article down into pieces. And in fact, I can even provide our PushButton AI customers and our paid channel members some prompts that you can use to create content using ChatGPT. But now you're going to make a pillar post, and that pillar post needs to be long. So it should be at least 2,000 words of content for your pillar post or more. And then, so you have one pillar post in each category. It's a long piece of content that you've used AI to write it for you. So you have ChatGPT or whatever tool you want to use, write it for you. And now what we want to do is we're going to research and find even more keyword phrases related to this category. And we can do this in a variety of ways. So we can brainstorm out keywords by simply now in the same window we did this conversation in ChatGPT, we could ask it to give us a long list of keywords. And then in addition to that, we could use keyword tools to find even more keywords. And so I'm going to do that real quick on screen and show you an example, right? So we've got our category, we've got our pillar post, and now we need to do keyword research. Now that we know the search intent and what the users want, we're going to get to find keywords that answer those questions, and we're going to continue to write articles. And the good news is with AI, and especially with our PushButton AI tools, you can automate the article writing and posting. I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so we'll go back to the screen. And there's a couple of ways you can do this. First, we can come in and we can say, now, please create a keyword list for me. One keyword per line. Each keyword should be 2 to 6 words in length and present keywords users would search for when looking up how to select a financial advisor. ChatGPT is going to do a keyword list for us, okay? And the other thing we can do while it's doing its thinking here, I'm going to show you there are a lot of keyword tools, and there's one I've recently been playing with that I really like, has a funny name, and I'll show you how to use it. So here we go. So it just gave us, we can have it extend that list and make it even longer. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you this one. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Mangools, however you say it. This is it's a paid keyword tool. You will have to pay for access to it, but I've been enjoying it. I don't have an affiliate link for you or anything. This is just the tool I've been recently playing with. I like it. And so we're going to take our primary keyword and we're going to search it here. So now we'll have keywords from ChatGPT, which we're going to use in a moment. And we're going to have keywords here so we're going to go with English. And I'm going to leave this to anywhere, and I'm going to hit find keywords. Okay, and so here we go. We have a list of keywords here. So I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to add them to a list. So we're going to make a new list. Let's see, new list, and we're going to call this how to select a financial advisor. And then we're going to add all of these to our how to select a financial. Okay, we did that. And we're going to do a couple of things here. One is we're going to just start to make our keyword list. Okay, so we have these keywords that we got here. Then we're going to go back to ChatGPT and we're going to grab these 15 keywords. Oops, let me just grab these. And let's go back to our lists, and we're going to import some keywords into here. Let's go. We're going to go over here to import, and then we're going to paste our list from ChatGPT right there. Right? And then we're going to say process keywords. Okay. Then we'll take all of these keywords and we're going to add them into our same list. Okay. So now if we go over here to lists, we have our we have 20 keywords potentially here, and we have them ranked by difficulty. So you can see the difficulty here. Now, some of them aren't going to have a difficulty. So we can select all the ones that don't show the difficulty. And then we can say refresh. It's going to use some credits, but that's okay. And what it's doing now is it's going to find the difficulty and then any traffic numbers that they have. So we'll see how it's coming up with how difficult each one is. Okay, and let's do that one. I missed a couple of these. Okay, now, so with this keyword tool, the beauty of this is that we can also sort by difficulty. So the easiest ones to rank for are going to be up here. Okay, so down here, once it's starting to turn like this orange and red color, you are going to need an established website to start to rank for those. So what I like to do is I like to start with the keywords that are the easiest to rank for. And so I would come in here and I'm going to select 10 of these. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, let me undo these. So I took the easiest 10 keywords that there are, and then I'm going to export them. And so we can copy them to clipboard and come down here and put them back into Notepad. So now we have our keyword list. What we're going to do now is take the 10 easiest keyword phrases that we can rank for, and we're going to write a new blog post. And every day you're going to want to write at least one new blog post on your website each day on one of these keyword phrases. Now remember, you're going to do this 10 times. So you're going to have 100 keywords and 10 categories. And so this is how you can have, whether you have a virtual assistant, follow the instructions from this video, or whether you do this yourself, or of course, you can also use our tools, which literally will automate all this for you. So that's a whole other thing we're going to talk about in a moment. So PushButton AI will do all of this for you, automate the entire thing, post the articles for you, and do it all. And that's our new PushButton traffic that we're going to talk about in a moment. But this is the process of doing this manually. So if you want to use AI and the tools that are out there, this is the combination of tools where you can use a keyword research tool like Mangools or another. Pick your favorite keyword research tool and ChatGPT, and you combine the two together the way I showed you today, and then you just put out content. You publish the content, again, at least a minimum of 1 a day. I would say between 1 and 5. Don't do more than 5 if you're a new site. Okay, if you're a brand new site, that I really advise against that. So you're going to post between 1 and 5 pieces of content every day to your website, following the keywords that we have there. And if you need help on how to write an article, check my channel for training on how to write articles using AI. We've got training in there on that. And then you do that every day. And so with our service, we have PushButton traffic packs that you can buy. And we do all of this. So if you're a PushButton AI customer, you will be able to buy these. So it's a PushButton AI traffic pack. We are just about to release this for the first time it's exclusively for paying customers of PushButton AI. So if you're an active PushButton AI customer, you'll be able to buy these traffic packs, and you can apply them to any of the sites you've built with PushButton AI or any site anywhere else. We can do them on Shopify-based sites or sites built on WordPress. If you're on either of those platforms, we can do these traffic packs for you. But for right now, this is exclusively a benefit for people who are already paying members of PushButton AI, our automated business builder. And so when you get one of these traffic packs, we're going to do all of this research. We uncover the 10 problems and goals. We do the research to find the related benefits. We do a comprehensive keyword research. We assemble what's called a topic map. So we'll have a map of all the keywords, all the topics. We'll know exactly the 10 categories that should be in your blog, all the keywords that should be written, and then we'll write your pillar posts, 10 pillar posts, and then we'll write one post a day and post it to your blog following your keyword plan for 90 days. And we'll automate it all. You don't have to do anything. You just order it, put in your order, and then boom, the system goes to work and it automates the entire thing for you. As you can imagine, this is many hours of work, and we've automated it all with our PushButton technology. So that is available exclusively to PushButton AI members. And if you haven't become a PushButton AI member yet, you can quickly book a demo. So if you go right now to pushbutton.ai/demo, and in there, you'll be able to register and book your time. So make sure you put in your name and email, there's a short video to watch, and then book your time. And it will be a one-on-one demo. You'll be on with one of our experts, and they will show you how PushButton AI works. You'll see how you can build an entire business, top to bottom, launched, published, hosted, domain selected, everything ready to go. And we can build a variety of different kinds of sites and businesses for you. But they'll demo it, they'll show it to you live, and they'll help you figure out the best uses of PushButton AI. And then as a PushButton AI customer, you will be able to order traffic packs, and you can order them for sites that you've built and hosted with us or sites you've got anywhere else. You can just log in and order them one at a time or in bundles. And those are being released. Those are actually so new, they're going to be released tomorrow as of the time of this recording. They'll be available to PushButton AI customers, and that's our traffic packs. But now you know exactly how we do them. So what I just showed you is the process that we automate for our PushButton AI traffic packs. And you now know that if you're a customer, you'll have access to be able to order these tomorrow. If you're not a customer yet, get your demo. Again, pushbutton.ai/demo. And then of course, as I said, you'll want to book that and get that. So what do you think about that, by the way? What I just showed you is powerful, right? So not only is it powerful, it's effective in getting you traffic. And so what you'll want to do once you get this process started is don't just post the articles and let them sit there. There's a process you're going to want to do. You're going to want to establish yourself as a trustworthy source. And one of the ways you do that is by sharing them in social media and getting traffic to them. Okay, this is a key, something that a lot of people don't realize, that if you can post these to a business Facebook page, or frankly anywhere in Facebook, but if you can post it to Facebook and then you can get people to click and come read your articles, this establishes you as an authority, as somebody trustworthy. It's one of many different signals. And I'm going to be training all of the PushButton AI clients exactly how do you establish trustworthiness with Google, because there are some steps that you will need to do that. I'll show you how you establish yourself as a trustworthy source from Google. And then I'll show you how you can get over time more and more topical authority so your stuff ranks. And so I'm going to be doing that as an exclusive bonus training for everyone who joins PushButton AI. So if you're an active customer, you'll get that training. But the simple fact is you need to establish yourself as a legitimate business in Google's eyes. Okay, that's the simplicity of it. You also need to establish the fact that you have traffic. This funny catch-22. Google doesn't like to give traffic to brand new websites that doesn't have traffic. So then what do you do, right? If you just post to your blog and you do nothing else, Google will not take notice. But if you're able to establish that you're getting at least some traffic, and again, Facebook, Twitter, those are great places to do this. Those are my first two recommended places to share your content. When you share it there to an audience there, even if you get just a handful of clicks coming to your blog posts and reading them, that is good enough. That will help kickstart the process of getting Google to trust your content. And so it's all the things, you can think of it this way, all the things that are normal business or a quote unquote real business would do with their website, you're going to want to do that. So it's, registering yourself, it's claiming your Google My Business spot for your business, making sure that's linked to your website. It's making sure you have social media posts. You can do things like press releases and other steps to establish yourself as an authority. And so that's how you get Google to trust you, so that when you implement this traffic strategy, that you grab the rankings, you rank in Google, and you get even more traffic. So when you do this, you're sharing your posts on social media and you're getting traffic there. And then Google begins to pick it up and you get even more traffic there. And then a snowball effect kicks in and you just get more and more traffic. So there you go. I have a feeling that we're going to be overwhelmed with orders. So the feedback from clients has been so over the top that they want this, that I do think we're going to end up with a little bit of a backlog. I just want to be upfront getting started that when we open this up tomorrow, it is first come, first serve. And if a backlog develops, I'll apologize in advance, but I think the demand is really high for this service. So again, if you're not a member, you can become a member. Just go to pushbutton.ai/demo. We'll show you how it works. We'll show you what it can do for you. And then you can join us and get access to these traffic packs. So for those of you who are not yet a PushButton AI customer, then you need to check this out. And all you need to do is go to pushbutton.ai/demo, pushbutton.ai/demo, and you can get a live one-on-one appointment to get on Zoom and see this powerful technology in action. And with PushButton AI, it will build an entire business from bottom to top. Everything you need, from your domain name to your logo to videos to audio lessons, an entire course that you can sell as your own, a 30-day email sequence that it writes. You can send a daily email for 30 days, all written by AI, and a whole lot more. It writes your sales page. If you're not sure how to write an expert sales page to convince people to buy stuff, it writes it for you. It writes a free report that you can give away to get subscribers to your list. It even creates and writes the opt-in subscription page to get people to subscribe to get the free report. And it goes on and on and on. It even writes your first 10 blog posts for you, and it can do so much more. Social media posts, ads, all of these things are done, and all you have to do is answer a couple of questions and push a button. Now, PushButton AI is not available to the public at the time of recording this video. And the only way to get in is by invite to our behind-the-scenes beta access. And during your live demo, we'll show you the technology. We'll actually work with you to actually map out an entire course that you could sell as your own. We'll outline the course with you together on the one-on-one Zoom call. And then if you so decide, if you're a good fit, you can come in, join our PushButton AI beta program, and be in business with that very course by the next day. Go to pushbutton.ai/demo to figure out if this powerful technology is right for you. You can register there. You'll book an appointment in the calendar. Be sure you show up. Our team will be very excited to meet you and show you how the tech works, outline your new course for you, and hopefully it's a fit and we can work together to launch your next business.